inside in Mama's house. Go!
See if I can fix a Lazy Susan that my son and I put together. Been quite a few years, but lately it's been running pretty rough when you go to spin it. It makes a lot of noise. I'm going to take it apart and see if we can lube it up or make something, fix it where it doesn't make as much racket as it is now. So the first thing I had to do was I already took some of the screws out, but it has 4 screws holding it in. Here's one right here. So we're going to take that one out. Alright, we can get rid of this bottom part. And there's the Lazy Susan wheel. And I already took it apart at least this far, and I thought, maybe we can learn something from looking at the Lazy Susan part. So this is it right here, where it hooks on with the screws. When I first looked at it, I thought, man, this would be easy. I can just undo the main screws and just pop this piece off and get the bearings out, but it doesn't work like that. So actually what it has is, I always thought this was just a set screw. It's on the side of it. What's holding this plate in here actually is ball bearings. So when we take this set screw out that's right here on the side, ball bearings are going to come out. Take the set screw out of there. And this is, you want to be careful that you don't lose any of the ball bearings when you get this set screw out of here. So what's going to happen is when you tilt it over, you can get ball bearings that come out of it. So you can see them come out. There's quite a few of them. We'll have to count them, see how many's in there. So this is what's holding this bottom plate on. Once we get all the ball bearings out, this bottom plate will just come off. And we don't want to lose any of the ball bearings. So there it is. It came off in 2 pieces. And we can see that this is got dried up grease. And it does look pretty tarnish shaped. So my next step is to go ahead and get some cleaner and clean up the pieces. Part of the problem today is it's only about 40 degrees out here. So grease and that kind of stuff doesn't want to get too fluid at this temperature. And this one has the same grease buildup in there, so we're going to clean that one off too. And you don't want to use any metal on here. You just want to use something soft to get this out of here, because you don't want to put any scratches inside here where the ball bearings run on either piece. I did get some grease inside of the set screw hole, so we're going to try and get that out of there quick. I had to get a new rag too, because you can see the grease that came off there. And of course I used a little pan here so you can see the overspray went in there, so I can keep dipping the rag in there and reusing that till it evaporates. After I got all the dirt off, there's a couple spots right here. You can see it's still pretty rough, probably because corrosion will happen on aluminum. So I'm gonna take a little bit of superfine 4/0 steel wool and see if I can just smooth that out a little bit, get those rough edges off there. So if you can hear the steel wool go around, and when it gets down here you can hear the change in it. So we're just going to work on this little area right here. But we're just going to smooth it out a little bit. That might be where it was making noise and dragging. The inside piece that runs on there. And you know what, I think we'll just go ahead and just run the steel wool around here. Okay, we're going to get ourselves a clean rag and go around where the ball bearings run. It's a little groove right here. And I'm going to do the same to the big one. Alright, next will be the ball bearings. To clean those off, I'm going to attempt this. I'm going to take a used pop bottle and put the ball bearings in there, and then I'm going to put some that cleaner in it and swish it around and see how that works. Inside this Lazy Susan there are 139 ball bearings. This is the 9, then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Cleaner inside this old soda bottle, and I'm going to put the ball bearings in there, and because they're pretty greasy. Okay, we've got the ball bearings inside the bottle. Making this video just for the sound. Okay, after a few minutes, looks like the ball bearings are pretty dirty. So now, I'm going to get them out of there and clean them off with a clean towel. Dump it into the coffee filter. Them into another coffee filter so you can see the dirt and stuff came off there. I'm going to take our cleaned off ball bearings and clean them off on this towel some more, see if there's more dirt coming off of them. It doesn't look like it. They feel really smooth. They all look pretty clean, cleaner than they were. Next we'll get some grease on the wheel. And we'll see how the grease gun works here. Alright, we're going to get ourselves a little bit of grease. We don't need a whole bunch. And that's probably good. So I'm just going to get the grease a little bit on my finger. And I'm just going to go around this part right here. So let me go ahead and put some grease all the way around it. Guess I could put a little bit of grease on the other one. We'll do that too. I'm going to put some grease in this one. It's right here where the bearings go. Okay, it looks like we got it all the way around. It'll spread out as it goes along by itself anyway. I'll reassemble it. Get the whole thing in here. So this is like the top of it, I believe. So the manufactured pieces where they had the mold or whatever put together. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this guy in here, and remember, it doesn't stay together by itself. What holds this whole thing together is the ball bearings. So when you find on this kind over here by the manufacturer stamp is the set screw hole. Okay, so we're going to find the set screw hole right here. It's not going to stay together until you get a few ball bearings started in here. So we're going to get this set right here. This is the tricky part. We're going to put some ball bearings in. Slide it around a little bit. Move it around a little bit. And here eventually it'll pull itself on there. As the ball bearings go around. We still on the camera? Yay. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Seems like it's wanting to go together. Slide it around a little bit, they kind of drop in there if they get backed up. Alright, we're probably over halfway done. Oh. Caught it. Okay, only probably got like 40 left. Maybe about 15 left. We're almost done. You gotta put the set screw back in there. Okay, I was gonna use some Loctite on this, but I don't have any, so I'm gonna put a little bit of silicone on these threads just to keep it from backing back out of the hole. It's kind of a slotted end. When the blade, screwdriver blade part's up on one side, this guy's up, and the other side's down, and the blade's flat. So, by design, I would imagine it's supposed to go in there in a certain way. Here's where the ball bearings actually end right there. And it's clear all the way across over to here. Set screw, when we tighten it down, just needs to go all the way in there and where it doesn't bind up on this. So we're going to start in with the blade straight up and the piece down. So then we're going to go in. See what happens right there. Now it's going to bind up. So if you put the set screw, tighten it all the way down, it gets some binding action when you spin it. So you can see the ball bearing stopped. So that's not going to work all the way down. Okay, from right here, if I go in another half turn, it binds up. So we want to come out from here, doesn't bind up. Alright, so let's count how many turns there are. There's a half, 1, half, 2, half, 3, half. Alright, so 3.5 turns we're going to go in. Let me put some silicone on it and get some regular latex. Caulking. I'll take our screw out again. Set screw. Alright, we'll clean this off. This time we're going to use the caulking to hold it in there, something that's going to dry up. It's going to stay flexible. I don't want to push any inside to the bearings though. So we're going to try and keep this on the outside. Alright, I'm going to start at the bottom. There we are, we're at the bottom, so it was 3.5 turns. So we got half, 1, half, 2, half, 3, and a half. Let's make sure it spins. Alright, we'll let that dry for a few minutes. Okay, I feel pretty confident about this caulking. It's the stuff you use in the bathroom or around the kitchen, so it's going to dry and it's going to stay flexible, but I don't think it'll let that set screw come back out of there. So what we're going to do is going to put the Lazy Susan back together, and we're working on the top half of it right now, and we're going to line up the holes. I'm going to put the screws in it real quick. Okay, we're going to finish tightening the screws up real quick. Got them all in there, just got a couple left to tighten down. Check for the spin effectiveness of it. Thought about it, and I think we'll spray a little bit of dry lube up in here where the bearings are, just to see if it speeds it up a little bit. Alright, we're ready to put the bottom on, and you can see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes for the bottom to go on. So it's going to take up 4 of the 6 holes. Made my own stuff, but I drilled a hole here, so when it comes around, you can take that top plate off and then tighten up the screws. You guys don't want to do them like in a clockwise or counterclockwise fashion, just in case something binds. Let's see how smooth it runs. I got the top up, and then we'll see how she works. It's a beautiful piece. Said my son and I made it years ago, and I think it's ready for another few years. Unless it coming apart again. We're all done with this except for have to clean up our mess.